two sessions this afternoon. The first session is being led by Brian King, and he's 14 years old from Kenya, and he will be joined by Roshna, who will do the opening remarks for us, and then Mr. Humutso from the Grasa Machel Trust, who will give us an overview of Haki, and then Mr. Daniel, who will give us just a snippet of Haki. And then after that, we are going to go through to some of the experiences that the children have had interacting with Haki. And we've got a wonderful surprise from the children from Burundi. They have prepared a poem, actually two poems for us, one in French and one in English. So I hope you stay through so that you can listen to these poems by the children. And then session 2, we've got the children and the partners reflections, and this will be chaired by Miss Stacy Nakimuli, who's 17 years old, and she's from Uganda, another dynamic young lady. So I'm really excited for this session also. And then on the session, we are going to have the reflections from the children and from the partners. And to end off, we will have official remarks from our CSO forum and also from the African Committee of Experts on the Rights and Welfare Secretariat. And then the closing remarks will be given by also another dynamic young man, Serge from Benin. So this is just a brief rundown of our session this afternoon. And then as Jennifer has already shared has already advised on the interpretations. So for those who've just joined in, if you are English speaking, please click on English. If you are French speaking, please click on French. If you are Portuguese, please click on Portuguese. If you are Arabic, please click on Arabic. So we've got those 4 translations this afternoon for all our children and all the adults who are not English speaking. And then now I'm going to hand over. I'm very excited to be handing over to my my co-moderator this afternoon, Stacy. So over to you now, Stacy.
Thank you, Carol. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Carol. By the way, everyone should be friends with Carol because she's the sweetest person I've ever met since yesterday. At least for that, I have enough evidence to challenge it. Anyways, thank you for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Stacy Maripola. Just like she said, I am 17 years and I can't wait for this whole thing to happen. Well, but today I am not alone. I am going to be with my co-moderator. He's from Kenya. He's called Brian King. By the way, he's a very funny guy. So you guys just prepare for the ride. Over to you, Brian, bro. Are you there? Come.
About Haki the platform. Yeah, we'll be talking about how much a platform and advantage it is going to be for all the African kids out there. We'll be able to see the 5 easy steps that are there to help kids, get connected with their rights, get to be able to acknowledge their rights. And with me today, we're going to be having Miss Roshna Ruvarashe Mangove from Zimbabwe, who will be able to talk to us about the platform Haki. Roshna, are you available?
Okay, I'm available. Thank you very much, Sir Brian King. My apologies, Roshna, before you start. Jennifer, please may I ask that you spotlight Roshna? It's going to be done. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Roshna, are you around? You can speak now. Yes, Roshna, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello everyone. This is Rashna Mangove speaking. I'm a 16-year-old lady from Zimbabwe. So, uh, actually, I don't have a bright background, but I'm sure you can all see me.
Yes, we can, Rashna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, we are extremely excited for for joining our Haki launching program. So this is where our work on bringing forward a new and comprehensive African strategy on the rights of the child comes into play. So we are extremely excited as children to be part of the Haki for All Children launch because this is a platform where we can realize our full potential and advocate for our rights. Oh, and great appreciation is accorded to the Greco Marshall Trust and its partners for ensuring that we as children are at the center of the development of Haki, and we'll be very glad to see you continue in the spirit. So, in as much as we are excited for this, for joining our Haki launching program, so I will briefly talk about what is Haki exactly. So, Haki is Kiswahili for right, and it is a digital learning platform for all children. It is also an interactive platform whereby all of us as children can get to share on how child rights are being implemented in our respective African countries. And realizing how rights are important to us as children, we are really calling upon all funders to continue funding all Haki programs um, so that we can be able to promote our rights because we don't only need hope, but we need action because these actions we take today are those that will define our legacy in future. And for those who have been funding Haki, we really appreciate your great work. Please continue work in that spirit. Thank you very much for listening and your time.
In creating the Haki platform because, as Roshna said, it is truly the best platform to help kids out there realize their rights. As she said, Haki is a word in Swahili meaning rights. So the platform Haki for All is actually rights for all of us, all children out there, regardless of whatever. And so, yeah, at this point, I want to hand over to Mr. Kogmotso Moncho, who is going to take us through the next session. Mr. Kogmotso, are you around? Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm around. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, colleagues.
Richard, you need to increase your volume a little bit. We can't hear you.
Oh, you can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good afternoon, and I'm not sure whether I should show from my side or our colleague will just help in terms of my presentation. Should I share my screen?
Yes, go ahead and share.
Yeah, firstly, allow me to acknowledge our partners who make it possible for us as the Graça Machel Trust to invest on this very important piece of work, which primarily is meant to ensure that we translate all rights for all children into a reality. We just want to express a special word of gratitude to Mututu News for the technical support, for Gala for the technical support, Save the Children for providing monetary support, and being our partner since the beginning of since the inception of this process. And also other partners who shared their insight and help us to develop this platform, but most importantly to our bosses, which are the children.
Sorry, Richard, are you able to increase your volume a little bit? People are not hearing you. So if you can
you hear me now?
I
think, is that better?
Talk, I move you, I think near you. Yeah, I just speak now.
Is that better, Ginny?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me, colleagues?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Ginny, I'm struggling to hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Richard.
Can hear Richard. Go on.
Oh, you can hear. Okay. Okay, so colleagues, just to start the rationale why we deem it fit as the Graça Machel Trust to invest on this noble initiative. As you are all aware, we have over 400 million children across the continent. And the harsh reality is that most of these children are exposed to ongoing gross violation of their right. And the fundamental question that we need to reflect as we launch this platform, Haki for All Children, is out of these 400 million children, how many of them know and understand their rights? But most importantly, out of these 400 million children, how many of them understand what to do as and when their rights are violated? And also to reflect in terms of looking at this number, how many of these children know and understand where to go when their rights are violated within their communities, within schools, within their respective countries, and who to ask for help? And most importantly, how many of these children are aware of the existing child rights systems and mechanisms that are designed to protect their rights within their respective communities? The local child rights system that we normally refer to as local remedies. So these are the questions that forced us as the Graça Machel Trust to invest on Haki for All Children. And therefore, the reason why we invested in Haki for Children is to primarily to increase children's knowledge, understanding, and capacity to protect and promote their own rights, and most importantly, to also protect the rights of their peers. And it's our conviction that children have what it takes to be human rights defenders for themselves and for the other children. Henceforth, we deem it fit to invest on this platform. And as indicated by my honorable moderators, Haki for All Children is a package. We realize that one, we need to ensure that we reach all children across all the corners of the continent. And having worked across the continent, we are fully aware that not all children have access to internet. We're still struggling from a technological divide. So we felt that we need to develop a tool that is more accommodative. So we started by developing the online platform, which is accessible, easily accessible through the cell phone. And we are working hard with the support of a technical expert to ensure that the children will be able to download it once off and then it won't demand any form of data. But also for those children who don't have access to internet or who have limited access to modern cell phone, we deem it fit to develop a workbook. A workbook is a version of Haki online platform, which also provides all the information that are highlighted within the online tool. And in terms of overview of Haki for All Children, at the center of the Haki for All Children, the first lesson focuses on teaching children's rights and responsibility. We fully understand that for us to translate all rights for all children into a reality, the right owners themselves should first understand, appreciate, and know their rights. By so doing, they'll be able to defend their own rights. The second lesson focuses on helping children to know how to promote and protect their rights. What practical steps to do? What helps are there? What systems are there? The third lesson helps children to know when their rights are violated. It picks up on child rights violation, that if a child is denied access to ID document, that child is denied access to, that child's right has been violated, the right to identity. If a child is not given opportunity to express his or her views on issues that affect them, then that child is denied his or her civic rights. So it teaches so that children are able to say, okay, if this is not happening, it means my rights have been denied. The lesson 4 teaches children about existing local child rights mechanisms and how to access them, which we refer to local remedies, to say, if I'm denied access to education, if I'm right access to get birth certificate, what are the systems that exist within my community and how do I go about accessing them?
Apologies, Mr. Humutso. The participants are asking if you can please enlarge your PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.
Can I stop sharing and then I'll do that?
Richard, just press present and then it will come.
Okay, Ginny. Share. Ginny, I don't see present.
At the bottom, can you see at the bottom where you're seeing 88%, at the beginning of that, you can see an icon. Are you able to click on that icon? Where you have done 17%. No. No. Just on your side, on your left, there's an icon saying for presentation.
Is it better? Jenny, colleagues, are you able to see?
Just try clicking slideshow, Richard. Right at the top where it says slideshow.
The icons at the lower, so
let me do it for you. Let me present from my side.
Yes, please. Jenny, are you ready? Yes, okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll run through the first lesson as indicated, which is the core, which is the cornerstone, is ensuring that children know and understand their rights. The first lesson teaches children about their rights, and it's the assumption that if children know and understand their rights, they'll be in a better position to promote their own rights. And the second lesson is how then teaches children how to promote and protect their own rights, positioning them as a right defender. And lesson 3 helps children to know when their rights have been violated. It gives practical example to say, if you are denied access to get birth certificate, if you are denied access to education, that is gross violation of your rights. Then children become aware and know what to do. And lesson 4 teaches children about existing local remedies and mechanism and how to access them in terms of if I'm denied access to birth certificate, if I'm denied access to education, if I'm ill-treated because I'm a foreigner, what help is there for me, and then what can I do? And this is what we call local remedies, which are country-based. But then the most important one is lesson 5, which then teaches children about what to do if the local remedies fails, or what to do if the country my country fails to promote and protect my rights. So this speaks to the whole issue of and then ensuring that if at your country your rights are not promoted, where do you go? Then you can go to the African Committee of Experts on the Right and Welfare of the Child. And at the Grassroots Child Trust with our partners, we made a deliberate effort and conscious decision to ensure that the Haki platform is based on the African Charter on the Right and Welfare of the Child. Next slide, Jeannie. So, colleagues, the fundamental question as I'm going to the end of my presentations, what is our vision as the Grassroots Child Trust, as with Save the Children and other partners? Our vision with the Haki for All Children, both the online tool combined with the workbook, is to ensure that by 2030, at least all children from the 5 regions within our continent know, understand, and defend their own rights. But also, most importantly, defend the right of their peers and of their siblings. Because I started by indicating that we have more than 400 million children. Those children are exposed to variety and varying degree of vulnerabilities. And we can only translate all rights for all children into reality if children know, understand, and they are in a better position to defend their own rights. And these are the key milestones that we've set for ourselves. The first thing that we will be working in the next few years is to institutionalize Haki for All Children within the Ministry of Education across all the continent. It is our vision and our ambition to ensure that Haki for All Children, both the workbook and the online platform, is integrated into the life skill programs and civic education programs within schools across the 5 regions of our continent. We have already started engaging with the Ministry of Education in South Africa, and then we'll be going to Kenya so that we can pilot this and ensure that Haki for All Children become an integral part of either life skill programs or civic education programs, so that we empower and ensure that our children are better positioned to can defend their own rights. The second key milestone that we've set for ourselves is that we will be working with key stakeholders with begin engagement with Sisame Takalani to convert Haki for All Children into TV and radio drama series, so that through community-based radio stations, for those who don't have access to TV, children can access and learn about their rights through Haki for All Children. And most importantly, also, we feel that children are better positioned to be the messengers, to spread the gospel, to reach out to children that we cannot reach out. So one, we want to take advantage of existing school-based and community-based clubs and use them to develop Haki for All Children clubs, and also to ensure that use those clubs, community-based and school-based clubs, to develop a broader Haki for All Children network across the continent, so that children can share lessons, can support each other, and teach each other from the respective different regions in terms of how do they go about promoting and protecting their own rights. This is the battle that we are not prepared to lose. Last slide. Last slide, Ginny. And just to overemphasize that it is our African belief that it takes a village to raise a child, and it's through partnership that we manage to reach this milestone. And then the purpose of this launch is for us to call all partners across all corners of our continent, the private sector, the media, the key government stakeholders, everyone, for us to pool resources together to ensure that over 400 million children in the continent, in our continent, understand, appreciate, know, and defend their own rights. If we work together to reach this milestone, we can overcome and ensure that Africa becomes fit for its children, but most importantly, to ensure that we build the next generation that fully appreciate and understand the right of children and ensure that child rights violation can no longer be tolerated within our continent. Thank you very much, our honorable moderators. Thank you. Over.
The best way to communicate to kids of this century, this age, is by use of films and videos, effective videos and films. And that's why I'm going to invite the next host in this session, Mr. Dan Mulati, who is going to present to us a video clip, a Haki video clip. Mr. Dan, are you available? Dan?
Yes, I'm here.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Brian, Stacy, and Mr. Richard for your presentations. It's exciting just to be part of this project, and we're expecting that children are going to benefit from this, and they're going to learn about their rights, and they're going to use this very important information to speak up for themselves and also to advocate for their rights at their own level. So I'm just going to share the video, and you're going to just have a sneak peek into what Haki is, as shared by Brian.
John. Kosal.
Next.
Omar.
Just as minutes as I figure out where the video is, you're going to have a sneak peek into what informed the development of Haki project, and also
Since 2017, the
Omar.
Rasa
Did you go off the
Trust,
no?
GMT, in partnership with Save the Children Regional Program Unit for East and Southern Africa, has been working on strengthening regional complaints mechanisms for child rights violations in Africa. As the Russian Machel Trust, we are a network and movement builder. We believe in convening and connecting the mission-aligned organizations, and that way we can really drive change that has impact at scale. Partnership with the Save the Children Regional Programming Unit is very much mission aligned as two organizations that have a strong belief and invest in promoting and protecting the rights of children.
So Save the Children has been working with the Gracia Machel, whom we call GMT, on the development of complaints mechanism toolkit, to ensure that the toolkit, which is a communications procedure to the African Committee of Experts on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, in the event that a child has been violated, what steps should be taken by a child or by a complaint to ensure that justice is served for the child. So GMT has been simplifying those toolkits to ensure that the children who are the beneficiaries of these tools understand the procedures and processes that ought to be taken to report a case to the Committee of Experts, and what channels, what steps do you take in the process of reporting?
Under this project, we have had the opportunity to bring our complementary capabilities as organizations, our wide reach across the continent as two partnering organizations, and together mobilizing other partners across the 5 regions of the continent to really find ways where we can innovatively advance the rights of children, but focusing on the children themselves, educating them, building their agency, their knowledge and skills about what they can do to make sure their rights are protected. So these are catalytic partnerships, a very strategic partnership between our two institutions that has allowed us, to really have this wide coverage, and that we seek to build on to ensure that the rights of African children really continue to be put at the very center of our development path as a continent.
So after the development of the complaints toolkit, I think it was necessary to create a platform where children can actually learn about their rights, and which resulted in the development of the Haki platform. So Haki is a Swahili word, Haki meaning right. I think when we did the validation of the Haki platform, we had so many words, Haki Awatoto, Haki, there were so many words, but I think Haki was the one word that kept on coming up, meaning rights, children's rights.
The Haki for All Children is an innovative learning tool created by the GMT through months of consultation with children. It consists of an interactive, child-friendly digital learning platform, as well as a fun and colorful self-study workbook. It aims to educate African children on their rights, as enshrined on the African Children Charter, and to effectively use the local remedies and the complaints procedures to respond to gross child rights violations.
For the past 2 years, the Graça Machel Trust and its partners have been working with over 500 children from across 15 countries in Africa. We've worked with these children to ensure that the outcomes of Haki are child-centered and reflect the needs and well-being of children.
I am here to share my experience about the Haki session, which we got a chance to be part of, we as High Sound children. Well, for starters, I appreciate all my colleagues that managed to join in because you guys made it colorful. Well, I personally believe that Haki, the book called Haki, is the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to a child out there. One, it talks about my rights. It talks about how I can go about it in case they are violated. It has those interesting stories that get you reading, even if, because they are short, you understand? So, Haki. Well, by the way, I love the fact that we were given an opportunity to give our opinions of how we think the book should look like. Are the fonts okay? The title, the colors? Yeah, I just can't wait to get my copy.
There were two fundamental reasons in creating the Haki for All Children tool. Findings to a baseline study conducted by the GMT in 2017 revealed children's limited understanding of their rights and the procedures to follow when those rights are violated. Furthermore, the arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic hampered efforts to reach children on the continent to sensitize them about their rights, hastening the development of the Haki for All Children digital learning platform through its developers, Kala and Mtoto News. Subsequent to this, GMT developed the self-study workbook for children with limited or no internet access. Through its strategic partnership in South Africa, Burundi, DRC, Uganda, the GMT has trained over 2,000 children as Haki ambassadors and equipped over 20 civil society organizations in South Kivu, DRC, with the necessary skills to identify child rights violations and assist children with seeking redress.
Through these trainings, we envision to have an indirect reach to over 10,000 children from across Africa.
I think it's important for them to know their rights so that they can be able to have a successful life. They can be able to say their view. They can be able to point it out to other people. They can be able to teach others who are like them to know their rights.
Having to know a child is protected, that's the most important thing. Having to know, I have taught parents how to raise a child, how to protect a child, and ensuring that that happens, and seeing a child just growing to who they are meant to be.
Haki for All Children is a very useful module, very structured, very adapted, and very, very static. Mainly a written word by talking about the full progress, the full globe of children's rights, such as no discrimination, which means all children should have the same chance as others without considering their social status, regions, and culture. The second group, it is the best interest of child. Which means that when adults make this decision, they must be sure that it is the best choice of the child in every situation and all times. The third is the right to life, survival, and development. So we must make sure that children are able to live their life from the time they are born until they become adults by providing them a good healthcare, education, and play. The last one, it is the participation. where children can be a part of the discussion with elders on issues about their life by considering their ideas. This is to include also to involve them in the family, even the country, even the community, where we take decision, we take the issue of the children.
Our long-term vision for Haki for All Sharing as GMT is to ensure that we mainstream Haki for All platform through existing training programs for children, through mass media, and through social media to ensure that we reach to many children as much as possible. Part of our plan is to integrate Haki for All children into existing life programs within the Ministry of Education across the continent. So our long-term vision is to ensure that all children across the continent understand, appreciate, and defend their own rights. That's why we can only translate all rights for all children into a reality.
Thank you. That is it for the video. Back to you, our facilitators, Stacey and Brian.
That video was really educative and informative. For me personally, I believe I loved the narrator most because, well, I mean, the point of a video is to get information, and she was who was telling us about it. But I'm not going to be the only one who's going to talk about the video. I'm going to hand over to some of kids in Kenya, Uganda, and Burundi to talk about this video. I'm going to be handing over to Omar first, who's going to share his experiences as a child who participated in the development of the Haki program. Omar.
Thank you so much, Brian. My name is Omar Hamed, right here from Kenya. The voice that is being heard of Taji in the Haki digital platform is actually me. I am the one who actually voiced the Haki platform, digital platform, in courtesy of some of the crew with Colin Sorono and Karen Mihoma. My experience while I was voicing the platform was that, you know, Haki means rights, right? So when I am talking about rights, what usually crossed my mind was that I was speaking on behalf of educating almost all the children in the world about their rights. Because I was voicing a character who's actually explaining to all the kids what to do when your rights are violated, what to do when your rights are being taken away, what to actually seek, who to talk to when your rights are being taken away. So I was empowered myself actually, because it was a really good experience. In conjunction with the other organizations that were part of making the Haki platform, I was feeling, I was obviously nervous, but I felt really amazed that different organizations created this platform to inform children about their rights, what to do, when to seek help, what are the hotline numbers. So as for me, I would say that it was a really good experience actually, going through that process, being empowered myself, empowering other children out there. So for me, that was really amazing, as in it was the best experience actually. And for me to be here to be in part of this conference of launching now the Haki digital platform for everyone in the world, every children in the world to actually be part of the Haki digital platform, so that they can know their rights, they can know what to do, they can know when to seek help, who to seek help to. It also explains how the child can actually talk to big people like the courts, the magistrate courts. It explains even about the Supreme Court, the ACERWC, the Committee of Children's Rights. So I am really excited to be here, and really excited to finally launch this digital platform so that all the children, no matter where in the world, so that they can access and get to know about their rights. So back to you, Brian.
Well, thank you, Omar. Yeah, that was Omar. You people. He was the one who voiced Taji in the platform Haki for All. But let's hear from another child, Ali. Ali is going to present to us about his experiences as a child from Uganda in the development of the Haki workbook. Ali, are you available? Ali, hello. Ali, please unmute so that we can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ali. Yes, Ali, thank you.
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity. I love the fact that you have given me this chance to express my experience as the Ugandan children and as a Ugandan child. Yeah, I love the fact that this book has been developed, and I love the fact that this book has been launched today. This is the book that